Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Chalo, done. It's live on. It's live on YouTube now. Okay. Muting. Everybody is muted. Chatting. Oh, consciousness. No, 6 point is missing only. There are 17 reasons. I merged that with another point. It was looking similar. Maybe you should come up and tell me one more point. Instead of 18, it is 17 reasons. That is Mr. Raki. Thank you for minutely studying. Suresh, Prashansi, chapter 3, chapter 4 quizzes. No quizzes are locked. Some mistake, please try to understand. Don't worry about the teachable software. It's a world-leading software. Millions of people are using it daily. This admin should be able to solve any problem. Okay? Uma Jagannath not doing quizzes now, please do. That will be a good exercise for you. Otherwise, you'll long later you'll just forget what you heard. That will be exercise not very fruitful. Okay, done. So don't mind. I will also close the chatting so that no disturbance in the class. Hare Krishna. Oh, we crossed 300 by now. Okay, good. You all can invite your friends to join this course. Even we are in the middle, it's not point. I can wait for 1 or 2 days. At least something they will learn. The remaining videos they can see on the YouTube. So our capacity for the room is 1,000 and we are only 300, 350. So there's space. You can call your friends. Those who are enjoying the classes, they can join. Okay. So now, day 5. So again, we come to Karma Yoga. If the first chapter was observing the battlefield, and the second chapter was answering Arjuna's objections. Third chapter was how work can we worship. Fifth chapter was what is spiritual knowledge. Fourth chapter was what is spiritual knowledge. Fifth chapter again goes back to how work can we worship and more qualified now. Let us study this chapter again. Come back. Therefore, first 6 chapters, because predominantly first 6 chapters talk about karma. These are called chapters of Karma Yoga. First 6 chapter, if you want to title, that is Karma Yoga. And then 7th chapter to 12th chapter is the chapters of Bhakti Yoga. Predominantly it talks about Bhakti Yoga. And the last 6 chapters, there is so much Jnana that 13 to 18 are called chapters of Jnana, predominantly. And first 6 chapters are we are learning how through karma we can achieve Bhakti. Middle 6 chapters, Bhakti itself. Last 6 chapters, how through Jnana we can achieve Bhakti. Goal of Bhagavad Gita is Bhakti, no doubt. Why? Because Krishna is speaking to his celebrated devotee Arjuna. Now, when God is speaking to his devotee, the discussion will be Bhakti. Just like now, morning time, You go to Sabji Mandi, and there you see a lot of people are there talking. What are they talking? Kya bhav hai? You don't expect them to discuss philosophy on a Sabji Mandi. So similarly, Arjuna is talking to his great devotee, is talking to the Supreme Lord. Discussion is bhakti only. Arjuna again asked this question, I told you second time, which is better, karma sannyasa, karma yoga? And again Krishna says, karma yoga vishishyate, karma yoga is better. I remember when I gone to so many places, I seen that even today the highest respect given in India culturally is to the karma sannyasis. Somehow this is so strongly within our system because it was a total misuse of spirituality where people just become totally dependent on other people in the name of spiritual life. I'm doing spiritual life, you should feed me. Why? I'm a Brahmana, you should call me and feed me. Why? Why should I do that? This has become a part of the ingrained in the society. When I went to Kumbh Mela, I remember when the Nag Babas come out for, they are the karma sannyasi, they don't know anything, just sit down. And we come out for bathing and all, even the ministers come and touch their feet. They're considered the special. Oh, that is, nobody's allowed to go to bath when they are taking bath. They're considered the VVIP guests. But they're karma sannyasis. And Krishna doesn't encourage karma sannyasa at all. Particularly, it is banned according to Shastra in Kali Yuga. I remember we are distributing books, and not to take credit, but tell the truth, we distributed 10,000 books a day. A day, 10,000 books. And a lot of hard work was needed in doing that operation. And we did it for 30 days. But true, public appreciated. And it was every day in the newspaper, the number one camp in the Kumbh. But still, overall, the culture is karma sannyasis are better than karma. We are hardly sleeping day from morning, maybe 4 o'clock something. Our camp used to open till night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Public used to come to buy books and take darshan. We had a beautiful camp setup. But still, we were feeling culturally, we saw all the ministers, all the VIPs, that was considered Nagababa thing special. What is there? In fact, I went there, I saw they were taking ganja, so many obnoxious things. And the karma sannyasa, that's what it will lead to in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, it is not, idle mind is devil's workshop for everybody in Kali Yuga, without an exception. Therefore, everybody has to be engaged in some activity and you should contribute to the society in those activities. And either spiritual, material, that doesn't matter. But then he can expect to be fed. Not that I sit down, wearing a dress of a sadhu, come and feed me. No, sir. We should not do that. So he's saying one side, Krishna, you're telling me to renounce work, and other, again, you recommend work and devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is beneficial? And we can make a list again. We see the apparently instructions are contradictory. They are not. Krishna doesn't give contradictory instruction. Arjuna is trying to build a case so that he can avoid fighting in one direction. Other way, he can make Krishna expand his teachings more. So somewhere prescribed it is, sometimes somewhere all the sacrificial work ultimately cultivated knowledge. In the 4th chapter, 33rd verse, it says that. Finally, the fight. Somewhere, no duty for a person in knowledge. In 3rd chapter, 17, 18 verses, it like that. You will get in the notes. So apparently contradictory activities. Somewhere fight, sometimes cultivate knowledge, fight, cultivate knowledge. But Krishna is going to clarify. You see the line here, second line, Krishna says, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. Karma Sannyasat. Karma Sannyasat means give up activities. Better than that is always Karma Yoga Vishishyate. That is always much, much better. Now, many times it does happen. Today I'm going to tell you, because chapter-wise the content is less today for us. I'm going to tell you some nice stories and show you some videos and go into mind control. There's a story about King Nriga. This King Nriga was very pious king. It happens many times we request people, so why don't you come to temple sometime? You can learn Bhagavad Gita or join the course in Bhagavad Gita. Many doctors have this statement in Bangalore. They say, see, I'm being very kind to my patients. I take care of my patients well. And I think that's God for me. They say that freely. I said, no. Even if you live on the platform of Punya, it is dangerous. This is a story given. How just on Punya, many people think Just be a good man, help other people. That's God seva. No, there's nothing spiritual about it. It's material. Why? Now understand more. There was a person who was very pious. His name was King Nriga. And Anna can Nriga. Nriga. So what this king was to do is that any saintly person used to come to him used to be very charitable. And Brahmana those times used to say, go to the king, give me some cows. So cows can give me some milk, which I can use for my, livelihood. And also can make ghee out of it, which I can use for my worship to the Lord. So cow used to be very valuable for Brahmanas. So he used to be very charitable, give them, 1 dozen cows or something, please take. So one Brahmana came to him, he gave him 1 dozen cows. He was very happy. Thank you, the king. He gets a lot of punya because they were not ordinary, like today's simply sleeping Brahmanas. And they were all pure Brahmanas. The second person came and he says, you please help me also, Brahmana. So he gave him also one bunch of cow. But what happened by that time? One cow from the first set had run back to his, sometimes animals run back, even dogs run back. Well, cow had run back to the Goshala, which he did not know. When he gave to the second person, the same cow was now given to another person. So other first Brahmana detected one cow is missing. He came back to the king and he saw the other Brahmana is taking it. Hey, wait a minute, this is my cow. I like it already. I'm so attached to it. How can you take it? No, that's my cow. He gave me. They started fighting. The king came. What happened? You are responsible for the whole thing. Huh? You do like this, huh? Take and give back, take and give back. You stole my cow back and gave it to him. I curse you. You become a lizard. Got a shrapa also. Next life became a lizard. Look at this. There was some friend of mine, science spirituality. I have a lot of work on science and spirituality. I can later show it to you. So he was telling me, see, Vedas, they did not talk about dinosaurs. So you people, we have proven with the skeleton, the dinosaurs were there. But you don't talk about dinosaurs. That means your books are all myth. History is not correct. Achha, wait a minute. What is this lizard talked here about? There are so many more. You heard about Jatayu and so many big, big birds. But what about this? What about this? Huge lizard. All the Yadavas could not together pull it out of the well. And they brought Krishna there. Krishna just no whole history. He's the Lord. He just touched the lizard, came to the Devata body. And he said, I'm sitting in this body since a long time, waiting for your blessings. And now you understood the difference between punya and devotional service. Okay, so if you just do punya, you cannot stand on that because in this world, every step there is danger. You're walking, you will stamp on an end. You're ready for that karma. So you cannot just be a punyatma. It is dangerous. And our great Acharya, disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami solves this problem of karma sannyasa karma yoga. Prapanchikataya buddha hari sambandhi vastunaha mumukshavi parityago vairagyam phalgo uchyate. He said, this is bogus vairagya. Something can be used for the service to the Lord. You don't use it. That's bogus. Anything, just like we are using camera now for the service to the Lord. Yeah, it's good. That is vairagya. That is yukta vairagya. But something can be used and you don't use, that's called Falgu vairagya, meaningless vairagya. Just like Falgu is a river in Bengal. What is the nature of the river? The quicksand is on the top of it. So what it looks on the top? Calm. Just put hand inside the quicksand, heavy current inside. So externally we can make sure I'm very renounced, like I call market vairagya. Monkeys that look very renounced, sitting naked on the forest, on a branch. But he just studies motion. He runs around female monkeys whole day. So externally looking renounced, naked, renounced, but internally heart is burning with sense gratification. That's not good. So karma yoga or karma sannyasa, karma yoga vishishyate. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renowned. Such a person liberated from duality easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated. Almighty am Arjuna. So neither hate nor desire. Just like you're walking on the road, you see a cinema hall. You should not hate it, neither desire it. You will pass away. But those who desire it, they see the cinema hall, they see the poster, they run inside. And those who hate, hey, cinema, both show attraction. Hating also shows the attraction. So this duality should be absent. I'll give you an example. Renounce results, not action. Don't renounce action, but renounce the result of the action. Give the result to the Lord's pleasure. This is our hero today for discussion. In fact, there is a beautiful book called Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, where the life and teaching of Lord Chaitanya discuss. In that, this instance comes, narration comes, Vyakhya comes of Haridas Thakur. Haridas was the great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu named him Namacharya because he used to chant 192 malas every day. Some of you are chanting one round. Just calculate mathematically 192 round, how much time it takes. Practically 24 hours. Practically. True, when we chant a little faster. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This 7-8 minute chanting. Faster. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You can do it in 6 minutes. So like that, if you can chant, you can finish maybe 18, 19 hours, but every day he used to do that. He had a taste. And wherever he used to go, people used to be, because India was 500 years ago, very, very religious country. Whoever used to come, where town he used to go, people used to go and take his blessings. Just meet him. Or maybe sometimes meet him in the evening, he used to preach to them. Very, very famous he used to be, very famous he became. And it was, look at his purity on the face. Is as good as the photograph, the painting is so good. Very pure, great devotee, Lord Chaitanya, very great devotee. So what happened, one town he reached, and in the town, the head of the town was known as Ramachandra Khan. He got very envious of him. He said, "Meri tera pakhandi hai, dikhawa kar raha hai." That's what Atmavat manate jagat. We think everybody is like us only, that's our weakness. So what happened then? This personality, my voice is clear, the admins? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So then what happens is that he sends a prostitute to break his brahmacharya. And then he said, once he gets involved with you, we'll bring the whole city and show he's such a pakhandi. Actually, cruel thing to do, dirty thing to do, but in envy we become mad. So he sends a beautiful prostitute there, pays her hefty money. See, he's a pakhandi. Help me to expose him. Oh, he's a pakhandi, yeah? I'll help you. I know how to entice a man. So she comes there. She was very beautiful prostitute, and he promised her a huge amount of money. And she came there and tried to, in the middle of night, he's chanting. And she landed up there. Say, I want something. Haridas said, what do you want? I want to embrace you. You're so young and beautiful. And you see, he's actually very beautiful. I can't sit without doing it. He said, can you do one thing? So what? Can I finish my rounds? Then I'll enjoy with you. So she said, oh, he so easily agreed. Proven is the pakhandi, good. And she sat there. You can look at his eyes. He's just absorbed in the Nama of the Lord. She can't distract him at all, 1 second. She's trying everything, all kind of like this, some postures. That is like no use. And he continues chanting. And chanting, morning comes 6 o'clock now. As sun is rising, people are coming to take darshan of him, Haridas Thakur. He had nothing, just a small tulsi plant. I'll just chant all day. So immediately she runs away because people will scold her, what are you doing here? And she said, what are you to do? You cheated me? No, I didn't cheat you. Just my chanting a little slow. I'll do faster. I have a sankalpa to do so many rounds every day. So please, I come back. I'll start fast today. Both are trying to cheat each other. Let us see who wins now. One is spiritual happiness, one is material happiness. And in front of spiritual happiness, material happiness, not even a drop. Those who are tasted, therefore, the great saints, they are never attracted to any pleasures of this world. Those who are tasted. Otherwise, like Vishwamitra, they slip. Again, she came second day, and he was again chanting, and she sat down. And she's part of the Vedic culture. In between, she also looks at Tulsi plant. Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, like that. He's chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He's our hero, Haridas Thakur. The third night, second night, again gets over. He said, what? Again he cheated me. See, I didn't cheat you. And Japa did not get over. I'll do more fast. I'll not even take rest for 1 minute now. You come early, you come. Again, both are trying to cheat each other. Third night she comes. Then she was not looking at him till now. Now she looks at the eyes. Now look at even how do you feel? Large lotus-like eyes and absorbed in Krishna happiness. She actually sees he's actually a great saint. And as she keeps hearing him, she starts now feeling bad about what she's trying to do. My God, what I'm trying to do. Look at him, such a great saint. He tolerated me for such a long time. A person like him could have thrown me out in 1 second. He's so kind, giving me opportunity to hear his chanting. Now I understand what he was trying to do. And she sees him hearing, chanting, chanting. My God, he's actually a great saint. Now I understand why crowd is coming to take darshan of this person. My God, what a Ramachandra Khan is such an idiot. She said, great aparadha has happened now because this is really very sinful what she was trying to do. She said, let me beg pardon. She fell on his feet and started crying, crying and crying. Then he said, no, no, mother, stop. What happened to you? She said, no, please forgive me. I'm a very, sinful woman with such a profession. What I was thinking, please forgive. I thought very bad about you. I said, no, that's okay. That's okay. No, no, that's not okay. I want to give up my profession and I want to become your shishya. I please permit this. He said, yes, I'll accept you. But first, what all you earn? Oh, I earned a lot of money. I earned lakhs every day of 2 days. Give it this money from this profession to some saintly person who's poor, who needs help, and come back. So she goes home, collects all that she is wearing, all gold and jewelry, all money. She gives it to all needy, saintly people. Comes back. Next day she comes back early evening. He said, okay, sit down here. Chant. I'm going. I don't want to stay here in this town anymore. So she sits down and she starts chanting. The whole town comes when next time to see her. They are shocked. Instead of Haridas Thakur, that's, small town people used to know everybody. That famous prostitute is sitting and just chanting, Ditam, Hare Krishna, Haridas Thakur. Patnopatram Ivam Bhasa. You have to become like this. That's a discussion. Connected. You are like a lotus leaf, not touched by the contamination of the world. That is Padmapatra Ivam Bhasa. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam takta karoti ya lipyate nasa papena padmapatra imam basa. A lotus leaf is in water, but water cannot pollute it. Just falls water, just falls up. Similarly, when you become attached to service to the Lord, you experience so much spiritual pleasure that material happiness just falls off, cannot attract you. Actually, we should be determined. Just like I give you a good example. Suppose you're not smoking. I hope many of you are not. And somebody says will you smoke? You say no. Even if he makes an advertisement of 1 crore on your laptop or TV or outside your house, puts a hoarding about 50,000 rupees, you can do all that. Puts all music whole day, cigarettes, so night. You're not decided not to smoke, no? He cannot distract you at all. Similarly, those are brahmacharis. You have a determination, I'll not have sex. Over. Moment there is a loophole, maybe, maybe not, then Maya will distract you. You don't give a loophole. No means no. Then you become very peaceful and happy. Moment you have little maybe, then there is a problem. And for grahasthas, I will not have sex outside marriage. Mind becomes so calm. One who performs his duty without attachment, suddenly the results unto Supreme Lord is not affected by sinful reaction as a lotus leaf is untouched by water. But because you are weak in the determination, we don't like Bhishma make a Bhishma Pratigya. Maybe allows Maya to enter. Maybe I'll smoke cigarette, the advertisement will be attractive. But maybe it's not there, then it's over. Now you see Padmapatra Mahambasa, our great Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Many people do not know him. He's a great son of India, great son. In fact, he should be what is the proper respect in the society. Nobody knows about him. He put Krishna in the front, he put ISKCON in the front. You see, his name is not there in the name of the... How many organizations today exist in which the name of the founder is not there? Hardly anybody. All organization, his mission, his movement. No, his name is not there. He's a bhakta of the Lord. His name will not be there. In fact, very interestingly, he did not allow anything to be written about him or made any documentary about him when he was allowed. He said, no way, you cannot do that. He never allowed. But definitely an acharya gets, people who seek respect, they are advertisers, show bottle. Great personalities are silent workers. They're known for their work, not cheap advertisement. I am this. Never, never. Look at it now. He landed in America. I told you he just had 40 rupees in his pocket. And finally landed up in parks. He had a small place he used to stay, and he was surviving day by day selling books, his own books, which he had carried. And now, with the initial few followers, on Sundays he used to sit in parks where thousands of youngsters used to be there because of the revolution of the time, hippie revolution. Youngsters that left the houses, bright. Even richest people, children were on the streets that time. So he's doing kirtan. Just look at his Padma Patram, Ivahama. So if I'm there, I tell you, I'll be distracted. All around the park are beautiful girls sitting. It is distraction. And they will look at his seriousness and the sincerity of his mission. It's small. It's a big video. I just took 2 minutes. It's called The Worshipper of the Holy Name. Nam Upasaka, worshipper of the holy name. In fact, in Shastra, there is a mention of a great worshipper of the holy name will come in Kali Yuga, and we find him fitting the whole character. Worshipper of the holy name. In fact, he writes amazing prayers. Admits, can you do that in your group? Just share the prayer he offered, the text of that at least, in the cargo ship. You may even find a video of that. Amazing prayer. He
Yes,
prays
sir.
a lot.
Correct.
Yeah, located. Intense prayer to the Lord he offers on the cargo ship. My Lord, please use me like a puppet. It's a very difficult mission. Please empower me. My Guru is so great. He ordered me to do this. Please empower me. So beautiful prayer he offers. You will get that prayer. This is now something more. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunicha Vasapakecha Pandita Samadashinaha. Let us understand this verse. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. You see a Brahmana who's highly qualified with Vidya. If somebody is actually qualified, also he is humble. See, a person in real knowledge also becomes humble. Hare Krishna. Because he knows what is my position. I am like a small insect in front of the great Lord Narayana, Krishna. What am I? I'm a small person. When Sudama met Krishna, he was coming back. We're thinking in the same way. Who am I? A small living entity. And who is Krishna? Supreme Narayana, the controller, creator of unlimited universes. But so much love he met me. He's so great. So he always humble. And such a Brahmana, not birth Brahmana today. Gavi, a cow. Can you see the cow? Here is a cow. Hastini, an elephant. And then Shuni, a dog, and also a dog eater. Across a social order and across this, species, we do see difference. But he, Pandita Samadarshinaha, he gives equal love to everybody. Just by the external features, he is not affected. Why? Because he knows his Lord is not differentiating. The Lord sits in the heart of every living entity. Even though we may do some obnoxious activity, become a dog or a pig, still God sits you very patiently there. The Lord of love. So he sees the love of the Lord, just like a mother has different children. She loves all the children equally. Now your question can be there, that why it is that the Lord, if he loves equally, then somebody is a cow, somebody is a dog. No, that is based on their karma, that body they've achieved. Just like a doctor, you're a doctor. You don't give the same patient, same treatment to every patient. You give different patient, different treatment to different patient, but your love is equal. Like in a temple, we never allow dog to enter a temple, never. But cow we can allow. So we are differentiating, but our love is equal. Dog, he may do an aparada. He may pass urine inside the temple, and he is by nature dirty. If he enters, no temple can allow a dog inside. Previously also, because every house was a temple in India, dogs were kept outside the house, not inside. Now they sleep on the same bed because they don't do any worship and all. For them, it's all sleep and sleep. So humble sees by virtue of true knowledge sees the equal vision, a learned and a gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. Even situations have changed. Previously, everybody had an independent house with a little garden. They could easily keep a cow. Today, all living in flats. Only what they can keep is cats and dogs. Practically also difficult. How can you carry a cow to your flat apartment? I understand the reality, but also just seeing the reality. Okay? Gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, dog, and a dog eater. Oh, there is again one more technique of mind control here. Whole Bhagavad Gita, if I look on mind control, which is so important today, every chapter Krishna gives one hint. Ye hi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo nava evate adiyantvanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. If you take every chapter, there are 3-4 shlokas only which I take. And together, 18 chapters, there are around 100 shlokas which I request everybody to grab. And these are the shlokas, whichever quoted in any chapter, you should try to grab. They're very good shlokas. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga. What pleasure you get of senses interacting with sense object. Dukkha yonavete. Actually, it gives only, it looks it will give me happiness. Our senses interact with sense object. Krishna is saying, know it from me. It only gives you unhappiness. Dukkha. It feels mind that if I engage in sense enjoyment, I'll get happiness. Krishna is telling you, you'll only get pain. And another thing, that pleasures, so-called pleasures, have a beginning and an end. Adi antavantaha kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. A sober person does not delight in those pleasures. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonav evate adi antavantaha kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Now, some example. So, a foolish person doesn't delight in pleasures which are beginning and an end because we don't want that kind of pleasures. What kind of pleasures we want? Pleasures which are constant. Correct? Pleasures which are constant, not the pleasure with a beginning and end. And there is an example now of 5 senses, how they get trapped. For a moth, it gets trapped by seeing a beautiful light. Oh, what is that light? And it goes inside the neon lamps. Somebody is explaining to me. They enter some of the neon lamp, attracted by the light. Then they forget from where to come out. They can't locate that. They're roasted inside. Very unfortunate. The deers, you want to catch deers, the hunters, the standard thing is that what do? You play some music. Deers have very strong ear. And that is their weakness also. So they hear nice music, they get up to say, oh, from where the music is coming. Hunter spots it. Previously by arrow, today by gun, they shoot it. Bee, the bee goes to the flower, and the flower closes in the evening, dies inside. The fish, there is so much to eat in the ocean by the God's grace. In fact, the joke is only starving people are humans because we are disorganized, we are greedy, therefore there is starvation. Not because of God's arrangement. God's arrangement is abundant always. There is no overpopulation as far God is concerned. It is we who mismanage and then blame God. So fish, there is enough to eat in the ocean by God's arrangement. Enough is there. Just like you are a mother, now you go out and leave for the child food for lunch. Even if you eat 2 chapatis, you leave 5. Always you leave extra. Okay, he wants to eat more, it should be available. You think God isn't shortage? No, sir. We who make a mess of God's arrangement. Anyway, that's a side issue. So the fish sees so much to eat and it get attracted to one bait which is standing. Oh, what is that? Something interesting. Goes and bites it, trapped. Loses life because of uncontrolled taste. So somebody lost life because of uncontrolled sight. What was that? A moth. Noted. Deer because of uncontrolled ear. Bees, uncontrolled smell. and fish uncontrolled taste, and elephant uncontrolled sex desire. How do they tame? You want to get an elephant for life to be used for forest some work. What do? They send a she elephant first. So our hero he elephant gets and starts running behind her. She goes, and she's a tamed elephant. She goes around a pit which is covered by grass, and the hero slips and bump, falls inside the pit. And then they starve him a little for some time. He's a wild elephant, dangerous. They starve him a little, and then with the tractor they pull him out, and he becomes whole life works now for the new master. So same way, the problem for us as human form of life is that all the five senses are very, very strong. That's the problem. So we have to be very, very careful. Okay. Now the last instruction of today's chapter, short chapter. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarvaloka mahesharam suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatamam shamtena chiti. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam. Beautiful. Bhoktaram. Krishna says, if you want to achieve peace, follow these three things. Note down 1, 2, 3. Number one, Krishna is the only enjoyer. We are not enjoyers. We are dasas. We are servant. We should participate in his enjoyment. Not that try to be the enjoyers. Never. Don't try to be the enjoyer. Try to be participant in the Lord's enjoyment. Just like example Shastra gives, Yatha taror mula nishechanena. If water the put to the root of the tree, automatically goes to all the branches. Tippanti saskanda puja upashaka, automatically branches get satisfied. Prana upaharacha yathendriyanam. Put water, the food in the stomach automatically goes everywhere. That is how we are connected. Ataiva saranam achyuteja. This is the way I connect to Achyuta. When we try to make Krishna happy, we become fully satisfied. It's a mystery. That's how we are connected to the Krishna in love. When we engage in his service and he becomes happy, then we become happy. Just like stomach, you put food. When stomach gets fed, then the whole body gets nourished. Our connection is to make Krishna happy, then we become happy. We cannot become happy independently. Another way, everybody enjoys happiness. How does happiness come? In relationship. But nobody can give pure relationship except Krishna. So when we engage in service to the Lord in different relationships, it gives us real happiness. He is the enjoyer, Bhokta. Sarvaloka Maheswaram. So all the fight in the world will stop. I want to be the enjoyer. You want to be the enjoyer? No, sir. It belongs to the Lord, everything. So whatever I have, I can use for Krishna's pleasure. But it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Krishna. Sarvaloka Maheswaram. Krishna is the owner of everything. Again, fight stops because just administrative boundaries. I told you, we had Andhra division to Andhra Telangana. No fight. No, Uttaranchal, I am from Nainital area. That was got divided from UP. Originally, I'm from there, stayed in Delhi. So, but still, Uttaranchal, there was no fight. Okay, administrative boundaries. Because we know whole thing belongs to India, Bharatvarsha. The same way, if whole world, you say this earth planet belongs to God, you see half the fight will stop tomorrow. And even the nature of fight, no, this administrative boundary, I want to manage it better than you. That's separate issue. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, Krishna, the best friend of every living entity. If you have these three things, suppose you know the Prime Minister, like how much you feel privileged. I know him personally. Krishna is saying, don't worry, I'm your best friend. If you know these three things, Gyatnamam Shamtim Richati, you become totally peaceful. He's the best friend. I have no worries. He will take care of everything. And he does take care. Bhokta Ram Yagnatapsam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatnamam Shantim Richati. If you want to achieve peace, you would accept these three things. Krishna is the only enjoyer. We are trying artificially to be the enjoyer. Like a woman is dressing like a man. It's artificial. Man dresses like a woman. That's artificial. Be natural. You are Dasa of the Lord. Accept that position. Jiva Krishna Das, Ye Vishwas, Kalle Tara, Dukhanai. Bhakti Thakur said, accept the fact you're servant of the Lord. Immediately be totally peaceful and satisfied. Sarvaloka Maheswaram. Krishna is the owner of everything. So Hridam Sarvabhutana. He is the best friend. Gyatamam Shantirat. You achieve total peace if you accept this. Done. This is the chapter. Okay. Small chapter, philosophically, few concepts here today. Okay, now. I wanted to, before I proceed, I want to show you a video made by my students. This is an amazing video on mind control. Amazing. It will just take maybe 10-15 minutes. True, I gave them the tips. Is the standard ISKCON thought flow, but they did